Well, Iranian state media is reporting strikes on US bases in Bahrain and Kuwait, but the Pentagon says the fatal strike was in Jordan. We know that the US has lost 16 personnel, as you say, since the war began. 7 were killed in a drone strike on a base in Kuwait on the 1st of March. Another 6 died in an aerial refueling incident and 1 in a helicopter crash. So these are actually the first 2 deaths as a result of direct hostilities since the second day of the war. In a statement from Tampa, Florida, US Central Command said on July 17th, 2 US service members in Jordan were killed in action as US Central Command and partner forces defended against Iranian ballistic missile and drone attacks. Additionally, 1 service member is currently missing in action. Now, all of this comes after Iran's supreme leader warned of unforgettable lessons for America. Mujtaba Khamenei, who hasn't been seen in public actually since the death of his father, the late Ayatollah, condemned America for violating the Memorandum of Understanding signed between the 2 countries. Tehran has actually suspended that now. He went on to say that repeated breaches by what he called the Great Satan prove that Donald Trump's signature is worthless and invalid. Those words came after 7 consecutive nights of US strikes on Iranian targets. Now, I suppose the big question is, now that America has lost another 2 service members and there is 1 missing in action, what does that mean for Donald Trump? I think historically US presidents have been able to withstand military casualties, providing they can convince the public that there is a clear objective to the war, that progress is being made, and that the cost is proportionate to the stakes. But let's just talk about the objective. It appears to have shifted from Iran's nuclear capability to its military capability around the Strait of Hormuz. We know that the US naval blockade is back in place there. We know that the Iranians are again targeting ships there. So progress isn't being made. And I think all of that means it is becoming increasingly difficult for President Trump as Commander-in-Chief to justify putting US personnel in harm's way.
OK, David, for now in DC, thank you so much for that. More from David and team as we get more detail about those personnel who have lost their lives.